Okay, welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. In this session, I am going to go back to the curio shop. And the reason is, sorry I sounded so like blah. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the curio shop, this curiosity shop, and buy some stuff there because I confess I looked up a little bit about how you get further on basically in the game. I looked up how to find Ravels. Well, I didn't really look up how to find her maze or how to get to her, but I looked up I basically gave myself a little hint from some random guy, and I just googled Planescape Torment.
I'm gone. Done.
I think I googled like places of forges and steel, like hoping that would just give me a hint. But anyway, I got some excuse me, I got some clues from this guide, and it pointed me basically to some items here, primarily the dodecahedron. But I'm worried that I don't have enough gold to get through, actually. Gotta see if she'll buy anything that I don't absolutely need. She'll buy our pet Lim for 8 coppers, but we're not totally desperate yet. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize that we actually had this dodecahedron. Oh, well, that changes things a little bit. I was thinking that we didn't have that. I don't know why. This, I think, would only be usable by a modron that we had in our party, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to stay with this party for the rest of the game, just because I don't really have a good reason to get rid of anybody, and, well, except maybe Dakon. He fits in least with the group, I think, and we went through the least in order to get him, but, he's so useful in certain situations that I think probably I'll keep him, unless I'm just blown away by another, NPC that I meet. And I might sell some things, at this point, just to, like, clean up my inventory and, get a little more gold back. This is... +2 to strength. I think sell that, because only Dakon can use it, and, I don't think I ever will. I don't know. I think I have another one too. Might keep one, but let's see, these things. Still, that should be. Anna should have that. Detect traps, lower intelligence. Probably sell that. I don't really see myself remembering to use that. That. Yeah, that's okay. Sell that, and the dirty rat charms I'll give to Anna. I think inventory sorting is something long past due in this game. I haven't really, to be honest, I'm getting a little bit tired of it, so that's kind of why I've ended up looking things up, and yeah. So this is poison cheese, and this is regular cheese. I think I'll keep those down there. I'm not sure which I could use either for. don't think we need Dustman robes anymore, but I'll have Ignis carry them just in case. Okay, so we do have this. This heavy dodecahedron about the size of both your fists balled together seems inexplicably familiar to you. Its texture is cold and smooth, but whether it's metal or stone you cannot tell. A certain almost intangible tension runs over the object, as if it were ready to spring into the air at any moment. Upon closer examination, you realize that each side of the dodecahedron is a plate that can be twisted clockwise or counterclockwise. It appears to be a puzzle box or combination lock. As each of the pentagonal plates has 5 possible positions, the dodecahedron has no less than 244,147,625 settings. It would take every second of the next 77 odd years to hit all the combinations, but then you might just get lucky and stumble onto a solution in minutes. Okay. As you methodically twist the cold gray facets of the dodecahedron, a strange sensation forms at the base of your skull. Your hands seem to move of their own accord, turning the object and spinning its facets with mechanical precision. You've done this before. You knew the combinations once, and you also become aware that there's a certain danger within the object. Whether it's from simple traps or something less mundane, though, you cannot recall. In moments you have what might be the first 4 sides locked into their proper places. As you begin to twist the 5th side of the dodecahedron, you recall a cunning blade trap that would snap out to lash at the meddler's hands, slashing their wrists and severing fingers. You avoid the trap with the proper number of rotations, certain that you've made progress in the unraveling of the object's secret. After avoiding the dodecahedron's spinning blades, you slowly puzzle out the next series of facet positions. As you start to turn the 9th side of the dodecahedron, jets of toxic gas spurt a billowing cloud of corrosive vapor onto your face. Half-blind, dizzy, and vomiting painfully, you, a bit too late, remember how to avoid that trap as well. You circumvent the dodecahedron's poisonous gas trap and begin your work on the final facet positions. Just as you're locking the 12th pentagon into place, sorcerous runes hidden within the dodecahedron unleash a tiny storm of magical lighting. Arcs of crackling blue light run up your arms, leaving smoking trails of black, ruined flesh in their wake. After allowing your muscles to cease their spasms and picking yourself back up, you recall how to avoid that trap. After making a final adjustment to the 12th facet, the dodecahedron clicks and begins to open in your hands. I didn't think this would happen until after I visited several other people, but the dodecahedron splits once, twice, and eventually unfolds itself impossibly into a perfectly rectangular tablet the size of a large book. Etched into its surface are a series of bizarre symbols. It looks to be a code or language that you feel should be familiar to you, but it's not. Further examination of the tablet reveals that, by twisting the pentagonal facets that are now upon the underside of the tablet, different pages may be displayed across the tablet's face. You finally realize that the dodecahedron is a tome or journal of some sort.
Updated my journal.
But I can't read the language, but what we can do is go to this linguist, who I believe happens, yeah, he's right next door, conveniently. And at this point, he may offer to help us. Yeah, here we go. Unfold to a page with writing on it and ask if he can translate it. He takes the unfolded dodecahedron in his hands and examines it closely. This language is a long-dead one, known to virtually no one. I believe my father, a linguist like myself, knew this language, and may well have been the only man in Sigil at the time that could understand it. I recognize it from his notes, but I cannot translate it. Phantom shakes his head. They'll be of no use to you if you're looking to translate anything. And the few actual books he had pertaining to that language disappeared around the time of his murder, I believe. Your father was murdered? Phantom nods. Strangled he was. He had left to tutor someone. He taught various languages to supplement his research income, and was discovered dead in a side chamber of the Civic Fest Hall. The killer was never found. This was perhaps 50 years ago now. I was but a child. Surely he did and could were he alive today. My father said said to be a great teacher. I've his skill with language, but not his patience for others, sadly. Is he in the mortuary?
Updated my journal.
Why, no, his ashes are kept here. He points to a bronze urn sitting atop a cabinet beside a bouquet of flowers. Why? A wry smile crosses Finam's lips. A necroscope, are you? Speak with the dead? He suddenly frowns. I have no wish to speak of these things any longer. You'll have to excuse me. Well, as a matter of fact, I do speak with the dead. There's an urn atop the small cabinet full of ashes and charred bits of bone. Use stories bones tell. The ashes seem to stir faintly as if moved by your breath. A faraway voice whispers up from within the urn. Why have I been summoned to these ashes? Cold and grey as the heart of a hag? Ask then, so that I might return to my most quiet thoughts. Describe the writing in the dodecahedron. Yes, I know that tongue. I was a linguist and scholar, you see. I was murdered by a student of mine. Murdered so that I could not teach another the language that I taught him. The tongue of the Uyo, it was, one of the rarest in the multiverse. I knew of none who spoke it, save myself and that one damnable murderous student. So you can help me learn it, right? I could teach you this language, yes. It would please me to do so, in fact, if only despite that bloody-handed student of long ago. First, tell me what languages you do speak. Okay, because we're learn what you can from the spirit. As the spirit speaks to you of the lost language of the Uyo, there is a throbbing sensation in your temples as a memory begins to surface. Memories of this language. You recall letters, words, phrases, until, like a spire, wind blowing away the blanket of poisonous smog over the great foundry, the language is once more revealed to you in its entirety.
Updated my journal.
So you've relearned the language of the dodecahedron, the Uyo, who've created the dodecahedron, I suppose. There is another memory, though, bubbling to the surface, a darker one. Its presence troubles you somehow, fills you with unease and unexplained pangs of guilt. This sounds like one that normally you'd repress, but since memories often provide experience, I'm going to allow it to surface.
Updated my journal.
At last you recall Finn Andil himself. You remember his gentle voice, his kind manner, his schooling you in the ancient language of the Uyo. You also remember your scarred, gnarled hand wrapped around his frail throat, crushing his larynx, and thus ensuring that the secret contents of your journal, hidden and thrice trapped in a dodecahedral puzzle box and penned in the obscure language of the Uyo, would be forever safe from prying eyes. This is us, so we killed him. Nameless one did. I think we're gonna tell him. I mean, I'm not sure what he can do now as a spirit, except Maybe it would offer him some closure?
Updated my journal.
The spirit is silent for a time, the ashes rustling softly within their urn. When it speaks once more, its voice is full of sorrow. But why? And why would come to me at once? Why would you come to me once more? Sorry, that was weird, missing a word there. Did you forget that what you had been taught? No, well, yeah, it's kind of have the amnesia. I think I understand. I sense your regret and would forgive you. May peace be with you, people of old, and may you prove kinder in this life than in the one which saw an end to mine. Okay.
Done.
So, forgiving us for killing him.
All right.
Even though well, I guess we regained our memory of it, but before then had no memory. So, this is a, we still don't really know